My name is Ian McKeown. It is March 26th, and this is my presentation for Dr. Jenny's Technology and PE class, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, for my presentation, I found this website called teampages.com. And so while I was Googling it, I was searching for something to help with coaching, and I think I found a pretty good one. So, first, let me go ahead and get started. So it says Ian McKeown up here. I did have to make an account, which it was free, which I'll get into that later. But I made an account, put in my stuff in there. I haven't made a picture or anything that fancy yet, just for this presentation. But what I then did after that is I made a team, which is the main part of this project. That the main part of the website that I want to use. So I made a new team page. It says there's new announcements. I made this now. With this team page, I can basically do anything that I really need to. Over here you see sponsors for the team. There's a team record, there's a team schedule, and I even have roster members. And I added my little brother, because of course he wanted to be part of this. Even had to kick him out of the room. He is going to be on our roster for right now. And so down here you see photo album, discussion board. This is just the general homepage of everything that we'll be going through. Now, as you see on here, you can have a calendar. So once you get your schedule, you can put it on here for all your parents and athletes and fans to have. On here, what you can do is let's go to the roster and hope that my computer isn't running too slow right now. Okay, so on here I have my roster. Right now I have myself as the coach, Dr. Jenny. You got the lucky job of being my team manager or assistant coach. And I have a player and a guardian or a parent. So my player is Avery McKeown and my parent is David McKeown. Now, normally I could put his number and position on here. Whenever I made the team, I got to pick which sport it was for. So I picked soccer. And I could put that he was a defender, or I mean, it even went to specific like stopper or striker. It got specific like that, and I could put his number and contact info, and then parent, and I can link the parent to a player. Put their contact info as well, so that if I send something, it goes to both the player and the parent whenever I send a message. And then I can also, again, let's hope that doesn't, okay, so I can add fans to this. Now, any sponsors are fans, but not all fans are sponsors. But what I can do is I can invite fans, and I can put their first, last name, and email. So if I'm working at, say, South Point High School, and I know that, let me think back on some of the teachers that I had there. Miss Beard, Mr. Yurta, and Mr. Kuhn. Those three are super big fans of soccer, and they're very invested in our soccer program. I could put them on our email list so that when it talks about us having a game soon, it'll go into that. I did not mean to click on that. I meant to click on scoreboard. Sorry about that. So after a game, either my manager or myself can both go into this and post the wins, losses, and ties, and then we can even go on to this one. After each game, we can record statistics. So if Avery took 5 shots and only made 3 of them, I can put that on there. I can also, what I can do, over here if you see that right there, I can print out the statistics after each individual game. So, or I could do it for a season at the very end. Say you're having a banquet and you want to say, okay, well, so-and-so had 5 shots throughout the week, or 5 goals throughout the week season. So-and-so had 7 goals throughout the season. So-and-so had 10 assists throughout the season. You can do that as well. That definitely helps with giving feedback on players' performances during the games. And one thing I thought was very cool is that over here on media, I can post photos, videos, and documents. I can also we'll go to the photos one. So I can add photos. Now, parents with permission or fans with permission can also add photos. So if I have parents on the sidelines who are taking pictures, what will happen is I'll get an email about them wanting to add, and if I approve it, they can add this to there. And something that I thought was very neat, but not necessarily important, or it could be important if used in the right way, is you can have attendance. So the coaches and parents, I didn't think were that important of it, but the players. So if I wanted to put practice as an event, I can record who came to practice so that looking back on it, I'm saying, well, why is this kid doing so bad? And he's missed 5 practices out of the 10 that we've had. That's 50% of practices. So I can look at this and realize who is not at practice. And again, my manager, Dr. Jenny, can do all of this as well on the website, which is extremely useful. So you can have more than one. You can have contact info on here for the team itself. So you can put about us, about the team. So if I wanted to say, let's go ahead and edit real fast. We are a soccer team based out of Winthrop University. Now I'm not going to add any more because, again, it is the internet, so you don't necessarily, I definitely misspelled university. I don't want to put too much on here. Again, with coaching, you need to be careful about how much you put on the internet, which is why you have to approve the photos, and always make sure that you have a photo release form from your athletes before you'd even put them on there, which is why I'd have to approve them. So we're a soccer team based out of Winthrop University, public and physical. I can make sure that with my members, if I want a phone number or an email address on there, if I want it to be visible, I can get that as well. I can add a contact. I can put myself as a contact or Dr. Jenny as my manager, which is really, really nice. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is over here. You see that this is Pro, that's Pro, Pro's right there, and it says Upgrade. So, real quick. Oh, well, actually, sorry, I'm scatterbrained right now. Down here they have Setup Wizard. I used half of it and then stopped because I didn't want to actually set up too much of a team just for this project, so that I could go through it again to sort of show you and sort of set things up at the same time. But with Setup Wizard, it basically started to go through, and I went through each individual piece of this, and it would show me how to set it up. Which I thought was very useful, especially for a first-time coach who's trying to get this website together to help him. So up there, team pages, you have your team, upgrade to Pro. So it says that I am currently using Team Pages Basic, which is free. I chose the free one, but if I wanted to, maybe out of our team budget, or I don't know, boosters, or again sponsors, you can set up that to make a payment, and you get a sponsor showcase to show who's been donating to your team. If you have a booster club with your school, calendar syncing. If I'm coaching more than one sport, see with this one of the main things they wanted to tell me was that I could have 4 teams or 4 seasons with one team. So I can't put another team on here if I'm coaching multiple teams. I can't be the coach of both. And I can only have up to 4 seasons with that one team. So if I go into 5 seasons, we can't use Team Pages anymore unless I make another account, basically. But with the Team Pages Pro, I can manage each of those seasons, even the ones in the past, and sync calendars between all the different teams I'm allowed to have, because I can have as many teams and seasons as I want. Custom banner, custom widgets, unlimited photos, pages, and documents. I can only have, I've wanted to say that it was maybe, let's go to photos. I think it says it on here. I know it said it in the setup wizard. Yeah, it doesn't say it on here, but I want to say it was only like maybe like 50 photos at a time. I think that was what setup wizard said. But yeah, so this is Ian McKeown, and again, just going into settings, it says all this stuff: co-ed, high school, home, yeah, number old announcements, display parents section. Oh, this is interesting. I didn't see this earlier, but you can actually put in the league that it's in. So if you're doing I know Matthew Taylor and myself have done a city league before, and they had their own website. So you can link it to the website, which is also pretty cool. But that's it. That's my project. Teampages.com. I found it a very useful website for both first-time coaches and long-standing coaches who talking to parents is very, very difficult. Sometimes they don't always respond right away, or sometimes they respond too much and they have a million questions. But with this, you can sort of have a place where they can go and look up things on their own, and mass text at once, and it's a very useful website. And that's all there is.